27th day of Flutter, and today we are going to create one sign up page using Firebase. Now Firebase is basically one type of database that is used to store the details of a particular user. We can also authenticate the user which are logged in or sign up in our app. So we are going to create the sign up page in this video. So let's jump to the coding part. So just create one new app for sign up page. So we are going to create one Flutter app. We are going to give it name as day 27. The path should be specified, so it's in D. Okay, now just click on next, then just finish the. Now it will take some time to create one new project. So here we are first going to create a sign up page that will be uh, used to get the details of the user. So this is our sample app. So we are going to remove this. So just remove this all, and we are going to create our app from scratch. So before starting that, let me connect one of the emulator, and let me just change the Gradle version, otherwise I will face the error. So as I am not having this 5.6.2 Gradle version, I have to change it manually. Now we are going to create our app from scratch. So we are going to import material.dart package. After that we will create our app void main. Now we will run our app, that is my app, and we have to create this class. So it will be stateless class widget, which is my app. Now we are going to create one material app. So just define the material app widget. Inside this I am going to create one page, that is home. Now I am going to create one class for this, that is home page. Okay, it will be stateless home page, and I will call this home page inside. Now I am going to create scaffold widget. It will contain, okay, I'm not going to specify this. Appa, give it title, that is wrapped inside the text widget is sign up using Firebase. This is the title of our app. So meanwhile I am running my app, as it will take some time. So after that we will create the body of our app. So the body will be having container. Now in this container I am going to create one child that will be column, and inside, so that I can place multiple widgets inside this container. So that's why I've created column widget. Now the first child will be one raised button, which will navigate us to the sign up page. So the child will be text widget. So here we'll wrap it text like sign up. Now we will create the on pressed method. Now for calling one other page, we have to create that page of all, so I'm going to create one page that will be sign up page. So just go inside the project section. After that, inside the name of the app, now inside that go inside the library folder, and inside that just right click and go to the new bar, and inside that just click on this dart file and just write the name which you want to give to the new dart file. And now just hit enter. Now you can see here is our main.dart page. So from this main.dart page we are going to call this sign up page. So I'm first of all I'm just going to import the material.dart package and going to create one stateless widget that will be sign up page. Just now it's having one container, nothing else. So from here I will call that page, that is on clicking this raised button this sign up page will be called. So for that we have to create the navigator method. So use the navigator method. Inside this we are going to specify use the material page root class. You have to specify the builder. For that you have to pass the context. Now we are going to call this sign up page. So here is the sign up page. Now if you are getting an red underline under this sign up uh, class, so you can manually import this, that is package, the app name which you have given and the page name which you have created. Now just restart your app or just uh, hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see here is one button, so I'm just going to align it at center, alignment dot center. Yeah, now the main axis alignment, that is okay, not main axis, main axis alignment, that is for column the main axis is vertical, so the main axis alignment should be also center. So here is the button. So now on clicking this button the sign up page will be called, that is just click this container will be called, which is this container. Now we are going to use scaffold in the sign up page also. Now just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see the container has been replaced by the scaffold widget. Now we are going to create the body and column widget. Okay, the main parent will be column and its child will be, the parent will be container and its child will be column, and we will specify the child. Now as we are going to create sign up page, so we can use text field or text form field to take the inputs from the user like email address, username and password, confirm password. So the fields which we want the user to be filled up, we can place it inside the sign up page. So I'm just going to create multiple text form field and will the decoration property, input decoration. Inside this I'm going to give the label text as enter user name. Okay, now it will be having some icon widget. For that icons dot person, and we can use any of the icon like person or person pins. I'm going to use person icon. Now I am going to specify hint text also. So just hit this hint text and that will be user name or your name, anything that you like to give inside the hint. So this is the first text form field. So just hit Control and S. Now you can see here is the text form field, and you can write anything which you want. So we are going to create multiple fields. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it twice. Okay, so the first one was person name, second one will be email. I'm going to use email icon, enter your email or enter email, your email. Now the third will be password field. So we'll use the lock icon for that. We'll write enter password. So this will be the label text, not the hint text. And the second word will be hint text, which will be visible by default. So as it is the password field, so the password should not be visible to anyone. So we have to specify the op secure text property and should make it true. Now just hit Control and S. Now, okay, we are having one error. Just hit Control and S. Now you can have three different fields. I'm going to place this column at center. So I am going to specify the alignment as alignment.center, and inside the column the mean axis alignment should also be center. Just hit Control and S. Now you can see our column widget has been placed at the center. I'm going to give some margin to this container from all sides, that is about 20. Okay, I'll just increase it a little bit. Yeah, it's good. Now we can also wrap the different this text field inside the column widget to make it some attractive. So I'm going to just create container. Inside its style I'm going to create this text. Now I'm going to give some decoration to this container, like, okay, first of all, this input decoration, that is the border should be none. We can give the border, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to give the decoration to the container by using the box decoration widget. Inside this I'm going to specify the color, like color dot anything, okay, like green sn. Have this, yeah, quite good. Now we are going to specify the border radius, that is border radius dot circular about 20%. Okay, it's good. Now we are going to give some adding to the different, okay, we can give, otherwise leave it as it is. So we will create this type of container for all the three text form field. So wrap this inside the container widget and just copy this decoration and paste inside this container. Control and S. Okay, we have to give some spacing to the each container. So we will specify the margin property dot all and somewhat 10. Yeah. Now we are going to again copy this margin, paste inside the second control S. Okay. We can also give some padding, that be again about 10. We'll copy this and paste it inside the first container. So you have to make it little bit attractive, so that the UI should be good and attractive for the user. We are going to copy this margin and padding, and also going to copy this decoration here. It's good. Now we are going to create one button, so it will be also wrapped inside one container. The child will be raised button, and the child of this raised button will be text, be having the text as sign up. On pressed property should not be null. Set Control and S. Now you are having one sign up button, so here we are going to specify this decoration property inside the second container. Okay, now we are going to give the margin, and okay, before that I am going to specify the height and width property. So the height should be about 50 and the width should be 150. Okay, so instead of this raised button, I am going to that button. Control and S. Now good. Again we are going to increase the height and width of this container to 50. Make it 400, and we are going to specify this margin inside this. So hit Control and S. You will have the same type of button. Now we can change the styling of this sign up text by using the style property. So we can use the text style widget. We can specify the font size, font weight, color, font size, hit Control. That much color is not. Now we are going to remove this margin. Um, and we are going to specify, we are going to use the sized box widget to give the spacing between different widgets. So we will use the height property and give some spacing between each. Copy this, paste it between two different widgets. Set Control and also we are going to change the color of our widget. We are going to use the background color property, color dot green. We can also give some image or icon at the top, bottom, or anywhere we want. We can also use the stack property to overlap different widgets. Now this is the sign up page. So here we have to insert the details like username, email address, and password, and after that we have to hit sign up button to sign up the particular user. So for that, what we have to do, we have to connect our app with the Firebase. So just go inside the Chrome and open the Firebase console. So here is the Firebase console. Just go inside this Firebase console. Now here is the account. Here from here you can choose any of the account. Now you have to add project. You have to click on this add project and you have to create one new project for your app. So just okay, just click on this add project. Now just enter the project name which you want to give your app. I'm going to give it name as day 27. Okay, can only contain letter, numbers, spaces, and this character. Okay, so underscore is not allowed, so we can give this name. Now we can click on continue. So I'm taking screenshot. So I will upload this screenshot in the blog for reference. So just hit on continue. Now just these are the facilities that are provided by the Firebase. That is, it is providing testing, segmentation, predicting behavior, and many much features are provided by this Firebase. So we can select any of the account from here. So now we can create select any of the account, or we can also create one new account. So I'm going to select the default account for Firebase. I'm just going to take a screenshot. Now just click on create project. So this will take some time to create the project. So just wait for the completion of this project in the Firebase. After that we have to add the package name inside that. So you can have the package name of your app by going inside this Android grade. Inside the app build gradle file, here you will find the package name of your app, which will be visible here in the default config method, which will be the application ID, and from here you can copy this uh, package name. Going to the screenshot of this also. Now we have to continue for this. So now just hit on this continue. So here is our app. Now we have to connect our app with this Firebase project. So here we have to specify which project we want to create. So we can create we can connect our iOS app, Android app, or Unity app, and web app also. So I am going to connect my Android app as I am having the emulator here in my project. So I am going to connect this uh, and Android app to the Firebase. So just click on this. Now just paste the package name which we have copied from the Android Studio, which is this one, com.example.day_7. So just paste it inside here. Okay, we copy this and just paste it. Now we have to give some nickname to our app, so we can give it as day 27. Now we can uh, this parameter is optional. We can specify the SHA key of our Android Studio inside this. So I will let you know how to do that also. So here when you have created this Flutter app, the gradle will not be visible at this right corner. So for that we have to create one Android project. So just create one Android project. Finish that. Also, you can navigate from the search bar. That is how to open the Gradle. So I am going to open the Android project to copy the SHA key. So here this Gradle is visible, while in this Flutter application the Gradle is not visible. So that's why I have opened the Android app. Now from here just go inside the Gradle. Now as this app is initializing, it will take some time. So just up till that we will create our project inside the Firebase. So it is optional, we will add it later on. So just register your app, that is the package name should be the same which is there inside our app. So just hit register app. Now after that you can download this JSON file, but currently I'm not going to download this JSON file because I'm going to change some of the features inside this Firebase app. I'm going to use the sign in method also. Now just after this just click on next. So you can skip this step also, so I'm just going to skip this step. Now here is the app which we have created. Now we have as we can uh, get the SHA key by going inside this Gradle, My Application, Task, Android, and this signing report. So now just click on this signing report. Now here you will get the SHA key of your Android Studio. So from this is the SHA1 key, this is the SHA256 key. So the SHA key which we have copied from here, we can like, let me copy it again. We can paste it inside this setting, project setting, and here you can paste it like this. You can add fingerprint and you can paste it over here. So this SHA key is required when you are using the Google sign in method or phone authentication. So when you want to use that sign in method, you have to use this SHA key. Now as I am not going to use this Google sign in or phone authentication, I am not going to paste it. Now we have to set up sign in method. So just click on this setup sign in method and enable this email address. So you will find different sign in providers which are available, which are provided by the Firebase. So we are going to enable this email password sign in method. So just click on this, just on the board, and now just save. Now you can see the email password sign in provider is enabled. Now we are going to download the JSON file. So from here we are going to download this Google services.json file. So just download it. Just go in folder, copy it from here, and we are going to, now this JSON file should be pasted inside this app folder. So just go inside this app folder and paste it. So just click on OK. Now here is the JSON file. Now the some other packages that we have to import are like go inside the Android app build.gradle and just add the multi text enable and make it true. So and again we have to add some plugins. So here is one notepad file that I will share with you. So first of all we have to paste this multi-desk. We have to enable this inside the uh, app level Gradle file. This is app level Gradle file. So just I'm going to paste it, and after that we have to add this dependency inside the dependency method, and also we have to use this apply plugin. So after pasting this, we are going to apply that. That is over here. We have to paste that apply plugin. So these are the changes that we have to make inside the app level Gradle file. That is this build app level build.gradle file. Now after that, open the Android, that is Android level build.gradle file. So here you can see this is the app level Gradle file, and this is the project level Gradle file. So here we have to add the class path of the Google services which we have added. That we have added this Google services in the app level Gradle file. So we have to add the path of that Gradle Google services inside this Android level Gradle file. So just paste it inside here. Now you are good to go. So before that, you also have to give the permission inside the Android manifest file. That so we have to add the internet permission inside this manifest file. So we are going to provide the permission that are required. That is Android dot permission dot internet. So this is the permission that we have to provided in the manifest file. So we are going to close this manifest file, this Android level Gradle file, and build.gradle. Now after that we have to import the packages in the pubspec.yaml, that is the Firebase auth permission and the Firebase core. So for that you have to use the Dart packages. So first search for the auth and Firebase. So the current version of the Firebase auth is 0.18.1 plus 2. Now as I have already mentioned that Flutter is in active development phase. So the methods and the functions are being changed from time to time. So I am implementing the latest method which are useful for signing up the user. So if you will refer the projects which were earlier before the August 2020, so they in that project they were using the older method. So that method is not provided by this current version. So just copy this new version in the pubspec.yaml file, and also one more package has to be imported, that is the Firebase core. So just go inside this Firebase core and add this. So these are the latest version of Firebase authentication and Firebase core. So uh, uh, these are there are many methods which were not supported now by this version. So we are going to use latest version. Now we have to get these packages. So just hit control get the package. Now we are going to for now first of all we have to initialize our app. So inside this uh, main method we have to initialize the Firebase. So for that we have to create one future main method. So just make this main method as future, Now as it is future, so we will not wait it to be complete, so we are going to make it asynchronous. Now we are going to use widgets flutter binding dot answer initialize, and after that we are going to initialize the Firebase. So just initialize the Firebase dot initialize app. Now after that, so this line should be, that is this await Firebase initialization should be below this widget flutter binding. So if you will change the lining of this, again you will get some errors, and you have to then the whole app will be messed up and you will be confused. So make it clear that this line should be below the widget flutter binding line. So after that we have to run the app. So these are the methods which were not necessary in the earlier version of Firebase authentication, but after the updation of the Firebase authentication package, these are the required method. After that we have to, now we are going to create one sign up method. So before that I'm going to create one three controller for username, email and password. So I'm going to create text editing controller. First one is for email, text editing controller. Now just copy this and paste it twice. Just change the name. Second one will be password, and the third one will be user. So we are going to use this controller inside this text form field to get the inputs of the user. So just use this controller property. The first one is username, the second one is email, and the third one is password. Good. Now we are going to create method for signing up the user. So it will be future. The method will be future in as the method will be depending upon the user details. So it will be future. Okay. Sign up. As it is future, we have to wait. We don't want to wait for this particular method to be called. Now after that we are wrapping our data inside the try and catch block. So why we are using this? So if any error will occur, so we want that the app should not be crashed, rather than we want to get that error. So that's why I'm going to use the try catch block, and will print the error which will be, which should be handled after. Now we are going to use user credential method to create the user. Now for that we are going to use the Firebase auth dot instance dot. Now we are going to create user. So we have to use this, that is create user with email and password. And for sign up we can use the sign in, that is we can use this sign in with email and password method. So this is the sign up page. So as the user has not been still created, so first of all we have to create that. So we have to use this create method. Now we have to pass this to required parameters, that are email and password. So that we are going to provide, that is the email and password that are inserted by the user should be here. So we are taking the user input inside this controller, that is username, email and password. So now this is the control, this is the input from the user. Now we have to convert it in text. So we are going to use this text method. After that we are going to pass the password also, underscore password. We can also pass the username. Okay, we have to use the text. Yeah, now it's done. Now we have to run our app. Now we are going to run the app from scratch, as the main function is also having some changes. So just run the app again by just stopping the app, just stop the app and just run it again, so that this will take some time. Now the user details that are being registered will be available in this authentication tab. So just open this authentication tab. Now here in the user tab, as uh, no user has been registered in our app, so here you will find by you will have that no user for this project here, because no user has been registered to our app. So after any of the user has been registered to our app, their details will be visible in this authentication tab. Now in Firebase we are also having a database, as Firebase is for database. So in Firebase we are having two database. One is Cloud Firestore and the second one is real time database. So we will look the implementation of this database in the later on in the other session of this event. So let me see, is the app run or not. Okay, this is taking some time. So till that we can see, yeah. So here you can see I have used the user credential method for creating the user. If you will look in the earlier implementation of Firebase authentication, so at in that you will find the Firebase auth, which is created for creating email, for creating new user. So these are the changes which new version of Firebase authentication have. So just click on this sign up button to navigate to the sign up page. So just click this sign up button. Now here is our sign up page. Now user have to insert the username, that is Snehal. User have to specify some email. So now it is not necessary that this type of email address should be, it can be any email address. Now we have to pass the, okay, I haven't called this sign up method inside this button. So I have to call that. So here is the on pressed method of the sign up button. So we have to call this sign up method. Otherwise the user will not be created. So just hit Ctrl and S to that, so that it will be loaded again. Again I have to insert the details. Snehal at the rate. Okay, now we have to enter the password. So as it was it is obscure text, so it will not be visible to anyone. Now just hit sign up button to check is the user has been created or not. So as we are not navigating to another page through this function, so the page will remain as it is, but we will have one new user in this authentication tab. So just hit this sign up button. So now we have this sign up method will be called and the user will be created and its email address and the password will be passed inside the authentication tab. Now just refresh this authentication tab. Now you will have one new user with the email address which we have specified, that is where is our app, here is that, which is this snehal@gmail.com. So we can see the exact email address in the authentication tab. Now we will the provider will be mentioned inside this column, that is which provider we are using. So this symbol is for email and password provider. For Gmail, the Gmail logo is there. For phone authentication, the phone logo is there. Now here in created tab, the date will be mentioned on which the user this user has been created. Now in the sign in tab, sign in column, the last sign in date will be there. So here the both column is having same value, because this user, that is this user has been created and sign up today only, so this date is visible. If I will again sign up with this account tomorrow, so the created date will be the same, but the sign in date will become 22. After that, we are having one user UID. So what is this user UID? So it is the unique ID which will be given to each user of your app. Now you can create you can delete this account, you can reset the password also, or you can disable this account. As we are the admin of this admin of our app, so we can do whatever we want. If any user is there in your app whose credentials you want to delete from your app, you can delete their account from here. So this was all about the sign up through Firebase. So we will look the login and database property in the later on session. So thank you and have a nice day.